The 67th edition of the incomparable Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance featured more breathtaking examples of the best of automotive style, engineering, and restoration. Following this great spectacular, the editors of Motor Trend got together and shared their favorite cars, along with interesting stories from this year's Monterey Car Week. Angus, once again, the Concours has outdone itself.
Absolutely. We've got 204 cars, 41 of them from overseas, and cars that really set the pulse racing. These are cars that you've only ever seen in books. This is the Indy 500, the Monaco Grand Prix, the Le Mans 24-hour of car collecting. This is the event all these entrants most want to win. There's the 8-litre Bentley in the preservation class that the outside word is this could be in with a shot at best in show.
It is a one of one. This is actually the only Le Mans bodied 8-liter in history. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely massive. It's a leather bodied car, so the bonnet is metal, the passenger compartment is covered in leather. I'm just smitten with it. This is the car I would drive out of here.
This is a car that's not restored. And imagine a car not being restored winning at Pebble Beach. That hasn't happened since the 50s.
Take it easy there, big boy.
One of the most remarkable cars in this year's preservation class at Pebble Beach is this lovely 1915 Packard, complete and utterly, as I would say, in its own juice. It's never been restored. It has the most delicious patina. Look at that gorgeous big 415 cubic inch straight six engine. It's also got a nice big beefy generator, magneto for the sparks, and of course an electric starter. And look here, you see this white paint here? All the early pace cars at Indianapolis were painted white. But just as important as the car is its original owner, a gentleman called Carl Fisher. Who was he? Well, he's the man who actually produced the first car dealership in America. He also was one of the people that founded the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1909. But apart from being an entrepreneur, Carl was also, I have to say, an innovator. I'm here with the car's current custodian, Alan Strong, and now let's have a look at what he did. I mean, the steering wheel, for instance, he's got some quite interesting things on there, hasn't he?
Yeah, when he had the car built, he installed horn button and brake light buttons built into the wheel so that when he was racing, he'd never have to leave the wheel to signal drivers behind him.
Well, of course, I know the very early races at Indy, they started with so much dust, derision and gravel flying around. People got killed, I think, on the very first race, didn't they? And then he, decided the idea of having a pace car in 1911, I think, the first one?
He was always very concerned about safety, and it tore him up when people died on the track. So he was always innovative in terms of producing safer races. He's a forgotten American hero, and we're happy to share the story and teach more people about Carl and his achievements and the things he did to help build this country.
Well, you certainly impressed me.
It's the 1936 Phantom 3 H.J. Mulliner sports limousine, and this is a remarkable car. I mean, look at that windshield. It's a reverse angle windshield on it, and the body flows back into a streamlined fastback body. Quite avant-garde for 1936.
The car was ordered by Sir Alan Butler, the chairman of de Havilland Aircraft. And they found, with the aircraft at de Havilland, they found that a windscreen like that was good in a wind tunnel. So H.J. Mulliner, the coach builders, built that windscreen onto the car. But then when the war came, he gave the car to the war effort. And it was mainly Field Marshal Montgomery's car, but it was also used by Winston Churchill and Eisenhower.
So the provenance of this car is pretty incredible. I mean, that's some real heads of states plus a military legend.
Unbelievable, yeah. Fantastic car, fantastic history. You can't do much better than that.
Now a vehicle from the very early days, the 1904 Holzman Model 3 Runabout.
This car is actually owned by descendants, the grandchildren of the original company founder, Martha Holzman and Henrietta Holzman. Up, 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 let's go, come on. Yay, well done, congratulations. Doesn't that look beautiful? What a sight, what a treat.
This is pretty incredible. We're here with a 1937 Bugatti 57S Gang Golf Coupe. Stunning car. It looks like actually like a Atalanta, even though it's bodied by Gang Golf. You know, you talk about cars that have the X factor that's going to make them, very competitive at Pebble. This is one of them. This is one of them.
So we're here at one of my very favorite parts of the entire Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance weekend. We're at the concept car lawn here amidst all of these beautiful concept cars, new and old. We have vehicles from Lamborghini, McLaren, Infiniti, VW, race cars from Acura and Ford, including this beauty, the only one here that is still dirty from its race win at Le Mans. This is Ford's GT race car riding on Michelin race rubber. This is the actual winner, piloted by Joey Hand, Dirk Mueller, and Sebastian Bourdais. Fantastic that it's out here amidst all of these pristine and clean concept cars. It's really striking to see this race winner out here. Love it. But man, there are some fantastic examples of automotive design out here at the concept car lawn.
Some of my favorite events during Pebble Beach Car Week are the auctions, because not only are the cars mind-blowing, but you got people fighting over them for millions upon millions of dollars. This is David Gooding, and he owns Gooding and Company. David, tell me about this beautiful Ferrari.
This is a 1965 Ferrari 275 GTB. It's a short-nosed version, and it features some unusual competition elements. It's got a competition roll bar, a magnesium transaxle, 6-carb setup for more horsepower.
Of course.
And it was fully restored over in Italy, and it is factory certified, meaning that all the elements match and everything is done to original specification.
Yeah, look, obviously it's a stunning, magnificent car. But as I always say when we're standing around talking about a car, any chance we can go drive this thing?
Absolutely.
Any chance that I can drive this thing?
Absolutely not.
I hate when they say that. To me, that's why you buy this car, that noise.
V12 Ferrari, yep.
I mean, wow. Just that, I really think, like, the future generations, sure, your electric car is going to hit 100 miles an hour in 1 second, but what you're going to miss is that noise.
Oh, exactly.
Wow. I mean, I didn't get to drive it, but wow. I don't even know how you really explain this to people, like the feeling, the sounds of that thing, the smells, the look, the experience. It's unbelievable.
It's the whole package,
Yeah. I got to ask you something, though, because not only did you seem pretty comfortable back there, but you had some experience with this. Like, do you have a connection to this car?
Well, I must admit, when I was growing up, my dad had a car very similar to this. I was 5 years old. We went out to Reno from Ohio, flew out, picked up the car, and then drove it back across the country.
Wow.
And what a memory. What a memory.
Now, I got to ask you this. In the 70s, what did your dad pay for this car?
My dad paid, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
10 grand. Yeah. It was half of what he made that year.
Sure.
He saved up everything. It took him months to pay off the bill, but he sold it some years later for 50 grand, so he thought he was winning.
I bet he did, but man, did it go for a lot more than that yesterday.
2.15, 2.2, yep, 2.2, yep, 2.3, $2.35 million for the first time, for the second time, for the third, and the last time. So, your car, sir, congratulations.
I'm standing here with a 1958 Ferrari 335 Sport. Testarossa, it's a body by Scaglietti. It's obviously an open top car, it's a Spider, and it's just stunning. First of all, I'm of the opinion that all non-red Ferraris are cool. This thing's automatically cool, and you can see the velocity stacks up on top of the hood. And this car was actually, it's an interesting history too. It was ordered by Luigi Cinetti, who of course was involved with NART, North America Racing Team for Ferrari, and eventually wound up with Phil Hill, Derek's father, who raced it at the Mille Miglia recreation. Yeah, this is about as good as Ferraris get, and this is why it won its class here at Pebble Beach. We are looking at the winner of the very last Mille Miglia. This is the car that won in 1957, the last year the race was run. It was, I believe, Wolfgang von Trips and Piero Darfi. And I'm telling you, just being in the presence of this car it's fantastic, especially the Mille history. And I wish Alan was here to talk. There's Alan. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, hi, Johnny. How you doing?
Hey.
This is a 315, right? That means it's 315 cc's per cylinder. Multiply it by 12, gives you the capacity. Well, of course, the Marquis de Portago, God bless him, wanted to drive the bigger car, the 335, because he thought he could win the race in it. And when he got to one of the pit stops, he needed to change a tyre, so we hear. And Mr. Ferrari said, listen, you've got to get a move on because Jean Debien in the Tour de France GT car is in front of you. Well, apparently he may not have been in front of him at the time. In fact, I think he wasn't. And poor old Portago gassed it out of the pit stop without changing the wheel. Well, the tyre popped with the most disastrous imaginable consequences. And the car went off the road, took out a whole load of people. And as a result of that, what with the death of poor old Portago, and his co-driver, Edward Nelson, just kind of innocent, sitting there navigating. Because of that ghastly accident, the Mille Miglia has never been run since as a complete and utter race on its own, only the retro Mille Miglia that we see today. So that was a very sad finish, and unfortunately the end of the Mille Miglia there. Well, just to show you how popular Pebble Beach Concours are, look who I have here. This very, very well-behaved dog, I must say. He's looking at every car that comes over. He's having a good sniff around. He has his sartorial mistress there with her Louis Vuitton bag, and I've asked him what he thinks might win Best of Show. What do you got to say then? I think he wants to eat my microphone, but he's a beautiful-looking dog, and I just thought that was a nice side attraction from a car.
The American Dream cars from the 1960s, one of my favorite classes, and Pebble Beach does this every year. It brings cars that are perhaps outside what you would expect. One car, the Tex Smith XR6 Hot Rod, I can remember seeing as a young guy growing up in Australia an old copy of Hot Rod magazine. I read everything about that car, and to come to Pebble Beach and actually see it there in all its metal and fiberglass glory is just spectacular.
The one and only 1967 Gyro X Prototype.
That car really is balancing on two wheels. It's remarkable. There's a transverse mounted 1275cc Austin Mini engine, but there's a hydraulically driven gyroscope in the middle of the car there that's spinning around and keeping it upright.
The three nominees are The 1932 Packard 906 Twin 6 Dietrich Convertible Victoria. The 1929 Mercedes-Benz S Barker Tour. And the 1957 Ferrari 315S Scaglietti Spider.
Bruce, this looks to me like we might have a bit of an inter-family little challenge here.
Rivalry, I think, yes. Yeah, I said, I wonder when the last time there were two brothers on this row.
The 67th annual Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance Best of Show winner is the 1929 Mercedes-Benz S Barker Tour by Bruce Armica from Bellevue, Washington.
There you have it. Bruce McCaw competing, incidentally, against his brother John, the owner of that 57 Ferrari Scaglietti Spider, takes home Best of Show with this incredible 1929 Mercedes-Benz S Barker Tourer.
And as I said early on, this car caught my eye. It's got everything a Pebble Beach Best of Show winner needs. It's got great ramp presence. It's got scale and size to it. It looks spectacular. It looks elegant. It looks fast. It really is a wonderful car.
I suspect, given the collection between the brothers McCaw, not the last time that they will take home Best of Show here at Pebble Beach.
It's going to be interesting around the dinner table tonight, isn't it?
Right. You won, you buy. We hope you've enjoyed this look back at the highlights of the 67th Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. Congratulations to all the winners. I'm Bob Varsha, and on behalf of our entire crew, we look forward to seeing you at the 68th edition of the world's greatest Concours d'Elegance in August of 2018. Until then, so long from California's Monterey Peninsula.